15 ongoing megaprojects in Kenya that will transform the economy. Kenya, officially the Republic of Kenya, is a country in Eastern Africa. It is the third largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa, after South Africa and Nigeria. The capital of Kenya is Nairobi, a sprawling city that, like many other African metropolises, is a study in contrasts, with modern skyscrapers looking out over vast shantytowns in the distance, with a spectacular scenery and abundant wildlife, much of which is contained within parks, reserves, and safari regions. One of the most popular is the Nairobi National Park, located about a number of kilometers from the Kenya capital city, Nairobi. Despite the COVID-19 effects that destabilized most of the country's economy growth, the Kenyan government has continued to prioritize infrastructure development since the projects are vital to strengthening the economic environment. As one of the largest business and transport hubs in East Africa, the Kenyan gonverments have channeled their projects in construction worth billions of dollars, taking off since 2012. According to data released by Kenya Bureau of Statistics (KBS), the value of Kenya's construction industry grew by 11.8% in 2021, one of the highest rates in the particular year. In our today's video, we are going to briefly look at the 15 most impressive megaprojects in Kenya. But before we forge ahead, do not forget to like this video and share your comments on this topic. Number 15. Nairobi Railway City. After nearly a decade of waiting, the government has released a master plan for the proposed Nairobi Railway City, which seeks to decongest the city center. The venture that was announced in 2010 involves construction of a 425-acre urban development on the area between Haile Selassie Avenue, Uhuru Highway, and Baniala Road, comprising transit stations, residential and commercial buildings, among other features. Number 14. Pinnacle Tower. The Pinnacle Hilton, inaugurated in May 2017, the project comprises a 5-star hotel and a 300 meters high office block that will overtake Leonardo in Sandton, South Africa. As Africa's tallest building, a fast-growing financial hub in Nairobi, the 1,000 feet twin Pinnacle Towers has 70 floors, 255 rooms, including a 4-to-5-floor Hilton hotel, 20 floors of offices, 200 residential houses, 3-floor basement parking, gaming zone, a luxury shopping mall, and a helipad. Upon completion, Pinnacle Tower will be the second tallest building in Africa after Egypt's iconic tower. The total cost of the project is estimated to be $200 million. Number 13. Mao Mao Road Project. The construction of a 540 kilometers road that seeks to honor the role of Mao Mao freedom fighters in the liberation of Kenya from colonialism is underway, offering 3 central Kenyan countries a new artery into Nairobi. The christened Mao Mao Road, the highway will start at Gitaka in Lammu and then pass through Kamahindu and Kibechoy in Kiambu before negotiating its way through Kiniona in Kigumo and Akichi in Murang'a. The highway, which cuts across rich agricultural areas of Mount Kenya region, will not only honor Mai Mai war heroes, but also greatly boost agriculture and tourism activities, traversing through 3 counties, Kiambu, Nyeri, and Nyandarua countries. Mama Highway is expected to cost over $229 million. Number 12. Kenol Isiolo Marula Road. The Kenol Isiolo dual carriage highway project is part of the Kenyan section of Trans-Africa Highway 4 that stretches from Cairo in Egypt to Cape Town in South Africa. The project involves dualing of the 84 kilometers. The Kenol Isiolo Marula Highway constitutes with grade-separated junctions, road safety interventions, and social complementary initiatives. It links Kenya's capital Nairobi to Ethiopia via the border town of Moyle. Construction of the highway is expected to increase trading activities between Kenya and Ethiopia, help ease traffic on the route, reduce cost of transporting farm produce, and road accidents. The total cost of the project is €257.68 million, co-financed by the African Development Bank and the Government of Kenya. The Kenol Isiolo Marula Highway is scheduled for completion by December 2023. Number 11. Kipevu Oil Terminal. In the bid to build Kenya's Kipevu Oil Terminal (KOT), a tender has been won by China Communications Construction Company, the Beijing-based construction firm, and has begun developing the $395.6 million terminal in Kenya's second-largest city, Mombasa. The terminal has a 4-vessel capacity, with each vessel being able to hold up to 100,000 deadweight tonnage, capable of handling the importation and exportation of crude oil, heavy fuel oil, aviation fuel, petrol, and diesel. The berths will also have a liquefied petroleum gas line, which is anticipated to stabilize the nation's die of natural gas. The facility, whose construction is underway in Mombasa, will be ready by 2022, enabling bigger volumes of fuel products to move in and out of Kenya. Number 10. The Tadu City. The construction of a 2,500-acre mixed-use development in Ruiru is a new city with schools, homes, medical clinics, offices, a shopping district, nature areas, a sport and entertainment complex, and manufacturing spaces for over 250,000 residents and over 30,000 day visitors. Got underway in 2014 after legal battles that had put the project on hold for 4 years. Schools and businesses are already open in Tadu City, and a range of houses are under construction to suit all incomes. There is also Industrial Park, which is the largest industrial zone in East Africa. Tadu City represents a new way of living and thinking for all Kenyans, creating a unique life, work, and play environment that is free from traffic congestion and the long-distance commuting. Number 9. Mombasa Port Extension Project. The project involves construction of the second phase of the second container terminal at the Mombasa port. The work was scheduled to start in January 2018. In late 2017, Kenya Ports Authority, KPA, secured $339 million loan from the Japanese government to support the project. Phase 1 was completed in September 2020 and has a handling capacity of 550,000 TEU. The second phase of the container will provide an additional capacity of 450,000 20-foot equivalent units, thereby pushing up the port's capacity to 2.1 million TEU. This development is set for completion this year, 2022. Number 8. Nairobi Expressway. This is a 27 kilometers highway construction, constructed by China Road and Bridge Corporation, CRBC. It starts from Mlolongo, linking Jakaya to the CBD, extending through Waiyaki Way to Westlands. Construction of the Nairobi Expressway was completed in May 2022. After 2 years of construction, this project is expected to address the increasing traffic congestion between Kenya's capital city, Nairobi, and the country's major port city, Mombasa. The expressway covers a distance of 27 kilometers, some of it elevated, as well as 10 interchanges, connecting Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in the east of the city to the Nairobi-Limuru Highway in the west. The Nairobi Expressway has significantly reduced time spent by travelers during peak hours from 2 hours to just 15 minutes. Kenyan officials describe the expressway as an essential infrastructure project that will spur modernization in Nairobi City. Number 7. Kenya Geothermal Energy Projects. Kenya is Africa's largest producer of geothermal energy and the 8th in the world. The East African country has increased its production from 168 megawatts to 821 megawatts in 6 years. With an estimated geothermal potential of 10,000 megawatts, Kenya holds an exceptional promise for geothermal energy development. The first geothermal site in Kenya was opened in 1984 in the region of Olkaria, about 150 miles from the nation's capital, Nairobi. At the moment, Kenya is working to expand its 23 sites, only 4 of which contain deep wells, while geothermal power plants in Old Korea maintain a generation capacity of around 700 megawatts and can power nearby major cities' geologists. Number 6. Nairobi-Mombasa Highway Development Project. The 2-path Nairobi-Mombasa Highway is being changed over into a double carriageway to address the expanding gridlock between Kenya's capital city, Nairobi, and the nation's significant port city, Mombasa. Mombasa-Nairobi Expressway are in good progress after completion of the feasibility studies. Feasibility studies were undertaken by the Korean Overseas Infrastructure and Urban Development Corporation. The 482 kilometers Mombasa-Nairobi Expressway starts from Jitero, along the Nairobi-Nakuru Highway and to the Jatero in Campbell County. The road then goes in a southeasterly direction through Ngong and Rongai to the new town in Kagiano County, where it joins the existing Nairobi-Mombasa Road north of Kansa town. The high-speed road is a key growth driver for enhancing the transportation infrastructure and economic development along the Nairobi-Mombasa corridor in Kenya, which handles more than 95% of cargo from the seaport of Mombasa. The Nairobi-Mombasa Expressway is probably estimated to cost over $3 billion. Number 5. Kenya Megadam. Several megadams are currently under construction in Kenya, in bid to solve water shortages use while enhancing food security and hydropower generation. Through various state agencies, the government of Kenya is building at least 5 megadams at a cost of more than $1.4 billion. These include the $692 million Thwake Dam in Kidwi-Makumi counties, the $255 million Adair Dam in Nakuru County, the $218 million Karaimu Dam in Kiambu County, and the $145 million dam in Siwa Murani in West Pokot County. The Ministry of Water and Sanitation in the country has also signed deals for construction of a $182 million damming permit, a $154 million dam in Kambu, and a $182 million dam in Kuala County. The government also plans to spend billions in the construction of dams in Kisumu, Kerdo, Kiambu, and Nyan, the rural counties. Number 4. Kenya Standard Gauge Railway Project. Kenya is building a 969 kilometers standard measure railroad from Mombasa to Malaba at an estimated cost of $9.9 billion. It's one of the longest and the largest structural construction in Africa. Kenya's standard gauge railway system will connect Kenyan cities and link the country to the neighboring countries of Uganda and through Uganda to South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, and Rwanda. First phase of the project involves the construction of a railway line between Mombasa and Nairobi, about 480 kilometers, and the later extended to Naivasha town in phase 2, across 120 kilometers long railway line. The new standard gauge railway is intended to replace the old inefficient railway system with a modern, faster, and affordable effective SGR line. Number 3. The Kansa Technopoly City. This is a metropolis city estimated to cost over $14 billion. This smart city project that is part of the country's vision in 2030 is coming up in the eastern piece of the country, 64 kilometers south of the capital Nairobi, and is modeled around the U.S. Silicon Valley. It's expected to generate over 20,000 direct jobs and over 70,000 indirect jobs upon completion. It targets business process are manufacturing industries, research institutions, software development data centers, just a few to mention. Number 2. Northland City. The Kenyan governments are undertaking a project that will accumulate an 11,000-acre estate, comprising residential and commercial units, hosting about 250,000 people. This project is aimed to address Kenya's housing problem, especially in urban areas. Dubbed Northland City, the development that is estimated to cost $5 billion will occupy an 11,576 parcel of land in Ruiru, about 15 kilometers from the Nairobi city center. According to Northland City's master plan, some 3,570 acres have been earmarked for housing, with 3,134 acres set aside for low-density housing, 306 acres for high-density housing, and 130 acres for medium-density residential housing. Number 1. Lapset Corridor. This project is arguably Kenya's most ambitious venture, also called the Lammu Port South Sudan-Ethiopia Transport Corridor Project, is hoped to boost economic activities and double the country's GDP. Lammu Port Corridor Project is a transport and infrastructure project in Kenya that, when complete, it will be the country's second transport corridor after Mombasa-Uganda Transport Corridor that passes through Nairobi and much of the Northern Rift. The Lapset Corridor program is Eastern Africa's largest and most ambitious infrastructure project, bringing together Kenya, Ethiopia, and South Sudan. This mega project consists of 7 key infrastructure projects, starting with a new 32-berth port at Lammu, Kenya. interregional highways from Lammu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, South Sudan, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and Lammu to Garsen, Kenya, crude oil pipeline from Lammu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, product oil pipeline from Lammu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, interregional standard gauge railway lines from Lammu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, and Nairobi to Isiolo. 3 international airports, 1 each at Lammu, Isiolo, and Lake Turkana. 3 resort cities, 1 each at Lammu, Isiolo, and Lake Turkana, and the multipurpose High Grand Falls Dam along the Tana River. Lapsset Corridor is one of the biggest construction projects in Kenya under construction. Thanks for watching this video to the end, and please tell us if these construction projects will burst the economy of Kenya and which amongst the projects you love most in the comments section.